here's something that should make you feel a little bit better about being behind on AI. In September 2025, Salesforce, a company that sells AI agents for a living, announced the layoff of 4,000 employees in customer support because its AI was so good. The CEO called it's one of the most exciting things that happened in the company in years. 7 months later, the same CEO announced Salesforce was hiring 1,000 new graduates. But this isn't the only case. The AI user who walked it back. Last September, Starbucks rolled out an AI inventory system across 11,000 stores instead of employees counting bottles of syrup and cartons of milk by hand. A handheld device with image recognition would scan the shelf and count everything automatically 8 times faster, supposedly with 99% accuracy. In the actual promo video Starbucks made to show it off, AI misses a bottle of peppermint syrup sitting right there on the shelf. 9 months later, Starbucks sent an internal newsletter telling every store to go back to counting inventory by hand. Then there's Klarna, the fintech company. In early 2024, their CEO was the loudest voice in the world on this. He announced their AI was doing the work of 700 customer service agents, handling 2/3 of all chats in its first month. The company froze hiring and let its headcount fall from 5,000 to 3,500. 15 months later, the same CEO told Bloomberg, and I'm quoting him, "We went too far." He admitted the focus on the cost produced lower quality. Customers need to know there's always a human if they want one. And Klarna started hiring people back. Notice his exact words there. Problem wasn't the AI couldn't do the work. The problem was they used it to cut costs instead of build something better. Hold on to that, because it's the whole video. Duolingo CEO declared the company's AI first in early 2025 and started phasing out contractors. The backlash was so bad, he publicly walked it back, said he never meant AI would replace what his people do. And by 2026, he reversed the policy of even requiring AI in performance reviews. And these are not small and dumb companies, these are billion-dollar companies. So if these huge businesses are getting it wrong, how can we, with normal businesses, get it right? Now here's where it gets genuinely ironic, because the next examples aren't AI users, they're the AI builders. Microsoft, the company with a $13 billion stake in OpenAI, one of the most aggressive AI adapters on the planet. In December 2025, they rolled out Claude Code, Anthropic's AI coding tool, thousands of their own engineers. 6 months later, they cancelled it. And here's why. And this is the part that's almost poetic. They cancelled it because their engineers liked it too much. Usage climbed to 90% of the team. And because the tool was priced per use, the more their engineers used the thing that was making them productive, the more the bill exploded until it ate the entire budget. So the most advanced software company in the world had to ban its own engineers from the AI tool they loved because they had no system to control how it was being used. Uber did the exact same thing. They gave Claude Code to around 5,000 engineers. Within 4 months, they burned through the entire AI budget for all of 2026. Their own CTO called it a head exploding moment. And when they looked at all that spending actually produced, they admitted there was no clear connection between the AI usage and shipping anything more useful for their customers. They spent the whole budget and couldn't even prove what they got for it. Sit with that, Uber. Microsoft infinite resources, the best engineers alive, and they deployed AI with no budget controls, no usage limit, and no way to measure whether it was working. They just handed it to thousands of people and said go. And it goes higher. One enterprise client, unnamed, ran up $500 million AI bill in a single month after giving thousands of its employees unlimited access with no spending caps. MIT studied this whole wave and found that 95% of enterprise AI projects delivered zero measurable return, not small return, zero. And a survey of over 1,000 senior leaders found 39% had made layoffs specifically because of AI. And more than half of those now admit they got it wrong. The pattern. So why is this happening? Why are the smartest, richest, most technical companies in the world face planting on the exact technology they're betting everything on? It's the same mistake every single time. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Every one of these companies used AI to subtract. They looked at AI and the first thing they thought was, who can I get rid of? What can I cut? How much cost can I strip out? Klarna cut 1,500 people. Salesforce cut 4,000 people. They treated AI as a way to do the same thing with fewer humans, and it blew up because they were removing people from processes they never actually redesigned. They took a messy human-shaped process, fired the humans, and dropped raw AI into the hole where the humans used to be. A Of course, it broke. The other half of them, Microsoft, Uber, the $500 million client, made the opposite version of the same mistake. They didn't subtract, they just added AI on top of everything with no system around it. They handed powerful tools to thousands of people and never built the structure to control or track it, so the costs exploded and nobody could prove what they got. Subtracting with no system or adding AI with no system, same root cause. There was never a system. They all skipped the one step that actually matters: designing how the work should flow before pointing AI at it. There is a real bubble here. The CEOs of all AI labs themselves are backing off. Sam Altman, who spent 2 years saying AI would replace half of all work, recently said he was, his word, delighted to be wrong, and admitted it hadn't displaced nearly as many jobs as he predicted. Goldman Sachs compared this moment to the dot-com bubble. Jamie Dimon, who runs the biggest bank in America, is warning AI companies are massively overvalued. Ray Dalio says we're in the early stages of a bubble. They're not wrong. There is going to be a painful correction for the companies that overbuilt. But here's the thing, a bubble in AI infrastructure has almost nothing to do with you. The dot-com crash wiped out hundreds of overbuilt companies, and the internet still went on to eat the world. Both things were true. The bubble was real and the technology was real. The companies that died are the ones that bet billions on infrastructure with no path making it work. That is not you. You are not building a data center. You are not laying off 4,000 people. You are not handing unlimited AI access to 10,000 employees. You're a smaller operator. And that turns out to be the single biggest advantage in this entire history. Why small wins? Because every disaster in this video is a big company disease. Microsoft's problem was scale, 90% of thousands of engineers. Uber's problem was scale, 5,000 people with no controls. Klarna and Salesforce fired people by the thousand and couldn't put the process back together. These are problems you can only have if you're enormous, bureaucratic, and moving too fast to think. A small business doesn't have any of those problems. You're not deploying AI to 9,000 people. You're building a system that does a specific job inside the process you actually understand, because it's your process. It lives in your business, not in a 40-page consultant deck. While Microsoft cancels billions of dollars in data centers, you can run your entire operation on a few $100s a month. While Uber can't measure what AI did, you can see every lead, every call, every booking your system handled this week. While Salesforce is rehiring people it cut out, you never had to cut anyone because you're not replacing a workforce. You're building a system from the ground up that's designed for AI to run. They used AI to subtract. You use it to systemize. That's the difference. They took something that worked and ripped people out of it to save money. You build something clean, map the process first, measure everything, and let AI run the parts it's actually good at, while you stay the one in control. So when you see the headlines, the cancelled data centers, the rehiring, the lawsuits, the bubble talk, don't read it as AI is FAD. Read it for what it actually is. It's the sound of giant companies learning in public and at an enormous cost. The thing you can just decide to do correctly from day one. Do not use AI to subtract. Use it to systemize, map the process, measure it, stay in control of it. Do that and you'll quietly build something that runs better than companies 1,000 times your size, while they're busy walking back everything they promised. The CEOs are canceling their AI plans because they did it backwards. You don't have to.